Welcome everybody back. This is your girl Tasha, just checking in. I had a quick topic that I wanted to discuss. I was at the mall and I was watching people in the food court and I looked at all the couples and it reminded me of a principle that I said, that's right. In this season, I got to remind myself that there is key principles that people don't usually talk about, but your girl said I'm going to take it to the family because there are other peoples out there that may benefit, and you know I'm here to free the people. So I thought about the idea of, wait for it, the last bite versus what I call killing the poison. Let's just get right into it. Killing the poison, to me, that could be in a season of relationships where you're just dating, or you could be courting, or you can actually be in a committed relationship, marriage, or what have you, right? It isn't, to me, it really doesn't matter what phase you're in, but I think it's funny because what I call kill the poison, I said, let me explain to the people because I know they can relate, and I know if you thought it, I thought it. But I said, let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm gonna be the one to say it. Killing the poison. So here's my example. So listen, let's get into it. So you're at Great Adventures, right? You're at Great Adventures and you just waited in line at the screen machine. You know how you are when you're on your date, whatever you are. You might be, whatever type of level you are, but you're with your significant other. You might be leaned up against the bars. You might be leaning on his shoulder. Somebody might have jumped up on the bar. Some people be sitting between people's legs while they on the bar, whatever. That's their business. But you see them. Some people be smooching and doing all of that. Now you're sharing spit. You're talking a lot because everybody know if you waiting in line for, let's say, the screen machine, I mean, you could be out there for about 2-3 hours. But if you took the time to commit to stand in line at Great Adventures, now go there. I know you feel it. The heat. It's only some levels that's covering you. So right now at this point, you thirsty. So you thirsty. Now let's fast forward. Now you done made it through the line. All right, y'all. That was so fun. Oh my God, that was crazy. But that's like 3 hours later. So you and your significant other are like, wait a minute, let's go just get something to drink because I'm thirsty. Now y'all still trying to be cute because remember, it's y'all date. The difference is both of y'all stubborn and both of y'all decided y'all wasn't gonna buy that souvenir cup, so you ain't got no refills coming to you. So what you did was you waited in line. Y'all both waited in line, and y'all got one big large drink. Now everybody know those drinks. Now you might, anybody. We're not saying financially you couldn't get 2 big large drinks, but you got one because y'all wanted to go to the next ride. So anyway. Needless to say, that is where the kill the poison sip comes into play. Now, kill the poison can mean you took that first sip before your significant other did, or you asked to take the first sip. Now, ladies, they say we are constant offenders with this, but I'm not. I think it can go both ways, okay? So if I purchased a drink, and my significant other goes to ask for a sip of my beverage, and you had an opportunity to buy your own drink, and you want the kill the poison sip, that's the first sip. I'm looking at you like, okay, I have my own train of thought about that, but I wanted to prepare you so you could have your own train of thought about that, okay? And that person is called the initiator. That's a bold type of person that's on your side. The person that says, let me get the first sip of your drink after you are parched, after you are thirsty. The person who, when you order your food, now I know I'm coming down your lane. The person when you ordered your freshly hot plate of food, whatever it is, and it comes out and the waiter sits it in front of you, and that person you with leans over and pursues to take the first bite, kill the poison. You better know where you are in your relationship. I'm just trying to get you to think before it happens. And if you live it, just come with me and just laugh with me on this one. I said all this stuff needs to be talked about. Now, the difference between kill the poison and the last bite, there's a whole ministry in the last bite. I mean, I've heard for years on out. How many people hear about, test them. Test them and try to take the last bite of their food. If they let you have it, then they love you. You don't get out of here with that mess. If they let you have that last bite, they care about you. If they let you have the last bite, they not selfish. They are not selfish at all. They don't have a selfish bone in you. That's a lie. That's a lie, because I done seen a lot of people that took the last bite and they was the most selfish and most self-absorbed people ever. But moving on, I wanted to help the people. So here's a couple things I want you to think about. The last bite, there's some rules when it applies to certain foods. You really gotta be on guard. The last bite of a Cinnabon. That's some love right there. If you let your significant other get that last bite of your Cinnabon, that hot and delicious sticky bun, I don't care if it's the mini, I don't care if you got the large, I don't care if you ordered a 12 done in, or 6, I don't care what it is. If you let them have that last bite, you have given that person the power to be the finisher. You heard me, I said it, the finisher. You have elevated that person to the finisher in your life. Now, another one, okay, because I'm just trying to help you. How about when you eating chicken? Now, whatever, no stereotypes included. When you are eating chicken, I don't care what it looked like, I don't care how you prepared it. And it is either boneless or bone in, bone out. But listen, the big one, double bone. And you let that person get that last bite, that double bone, that last wing? You've been in that relationship for a long time. Listen, if I ever watch somebody get that last double bone up, I'm like, yeah, they solid. They solid. They solid. All right, last one. McDonald's fries. I'm going to just pause for it because I done seen a lot of arguments start, initiated. My hands raised. Y'all know I always tell my business too. This is not the last bite. This is the last, because it's never the last fry in McDonald's fries. And you know, once you start eating McDonald's fries, you got to eat them while they're hot. You might as well not even eat them. And you go to take that, you got to get 2 or 3 at the same time. And they go to put their hand in your thing of fries, and they didn't order their own fries, and they good and well had the opportunity just like you. The finisher. Now, just because you might be the finisher, and I don't want to offend, don't take it. I don't want to offend you if you're the finisher, and I don't want to offend you if you are the let me kill the poison person. But here's some responses that you might get if you are the kill the poison person. You might get the hesitation. When you go get a sip or to touch that person's food when they freshly put it on their plate, you might get hesitation. You might get one of these moments. And then they don't say anything. But if you see the pause, they're thinking about it. They thinking, watch that person. Watch them. You got to watch them. And then the next response you might get is, they might look at you and say, ho. They might put the brakes on you, and then they take the first bite. Now this person right here, this person is there establishing their authority. They have allowed you to stay in their lane a little bit, but if they put the pause on you, and then even though you already requested and you put the hand in to take the first bite or the first sip, but they take the first sip first, like, and then they give it to you, there's potential in that relationship. I'm just giving you the different outcomes that I hear about and I witnessed in my life. Then there's the person. Now I'm talking about kill the poison. Who says, they put the hesitation on you, but then they be like, get your own. That's my favorite type of person, because that person is not selfish at all, because that's me. I'm that person. Get your own. You had the same opportunity I had. Oh my gosh. And that, because they could be hungry, or they could just be like a boss and say, let me get another one. Let me get another fry, and they don't even go back and forth with you, because they don't have time for it. They don't have the space. So they just go ahead and order you up a fry, go get you another drink. They order and they bring it to you. That's a boss. You might want to keep that person around. And anyway, before I get out of here, the last bite situation, I want to give you some responses today. In the last bite situation, you might still get the last bite. Now this is serious. You might still get the hesitation when you go to reach, and then you get the blocks that still applies, or you might get the eye. Now the eye roll, because this person stopped to process what you're doing. They could be thinking one or two things. They could be saying, I know you didn't just put your hand in my food, because that's real. Huh? Or they could be thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna stop you from taking this last bite. This person probably knows and heard all the little sayings connected to the last bite, and they might start laughing. They might pause and laugh, or they might pause and just let you do it. But believe me, if they pause and they're thinking, it's processing, you might not get another last bite situation, because now they're gonna be on guard. Okay, and last but not least, how about this? When you reach in and they don't hesitate at all, and they do one of these numbers or say this number, go ahead and finish it. That's love. That is love. I'm talking about, they be like, nah, you can kill it. And they give you the whole thing. Y'all might as well just be in it for the long haul. Or that person, they married. I'm convinced they married, they engaged, that they see you ain't going nowhere, okay? I know you thought it, but if you thought it, I thought it, and I wanted to be the one to say it. Anyway, mind what you're doing. Figure out who you are before you go on that date or before you commit, okay? Are you the kill the poison? Or are you the last bite person? Or are you the person that are involved with somebody who says you could kill it? Listen, I don't care if you thought it, I thought it, but I'm going to be the one to say it. Anyway, until next time, I see you when I see y'all.